I always thought of breastfeeding as like a very simple like concept, like, okay, yeah, you just breastfeed and that's it, right? Like I never realized how many challenges you could face. And like I read about them online, like, different things that people go through. And so what happened was I continued to try, and he did breastfeed a bit, like I would do like skin to skin a little bit, and also, try and have him latch. And, but if he was, I felt like worried he wasn't getting enough or he wasn't latching. And for some reason, like he would latch better on like one breast than the other. And so, I also tried pumping as well, but I really did not like it, which I feel like is a pretty common thing I've heard, that people don't enjoy pumping because it's like, it's very time consuming, but also like, having to wash the pump parts all the time.
That's such a pain.
Yeah.
Oh my God. When you said that, I just remember. So for me, I did not feel any bad about pumping, and I felt like it was a bit less painful.
Oh, really?
To be honest. Yeah, that's what, from my own experience, I thought like pumping is not that hard. The harder part is the washing parts, right? And I was not doing it honestly because in the first 2 weeks, the baby is on you pretty much 24/7.
Yeah.
Whether they are feeding, even if they are not latched on you, they just want to be with you, and that skin to skin that they need and we need as well too.
Yeah.
So it was like baby was with me too much, and nobody was expecting me to just jump out and do something. So my partner has been taking care of all those additional jobs. So he was like washing too many times, and I was like okay, pumping is fine. I get it, like I want to pump too, but then it's too much of work you have to do. Like every now and then he's just going, washing it, washing the bottle and sterilizing it, and then again you use it. It's like a loop. You just keep washing, drying, sterilizing.
Exactly.
And it was kind of easy, but then I eventually, like, I did not completely stop. I would do it like some part of the day when I think it's necessary.
Yeah.
But I did not do it like constantly. It just got easier for him that he doesn't have to wash it again and again.
Yeah.
And also I felt like it is very effortless to just breastfeed. It's like you don't need anything else, just you and the baby. Nothing else needed. So then I felt like that's like easy. And then when we talk about pumping, we are gonna circle back to what you were saying, but there's something that I have personally seen on the internet so much, even before I delivered. There's these moms,
oversuppliers.
I'm led, like, be it oversuppliers or even if they are not, they show that pumping and then having a big stash in their deep freezers. And then I was kind of convinced that this is how it's supposed to be. I was like, okay, yes, you have to pump and you need to have a big stash, and that's like something you have to do. And I see that so many moms would get stressed because of that, because not everybody has same supply. And it's more of like supply and demand goes hand in hand. So it doesn't have to be a big stash sitting in your deep freezer. All you need is whatever your baby needs in the moment. And I do understand that you look at people like they are just emptying the breast pump, and there's like so much of ounce they're emptying at once, and then you try to compare yourself. Luckily I did not, but I know a fellow mom who was like so triggered about that, and she said, look at this mom, she's emptying her pump like it's like a full small bottle, 4-6 ounce, like at once. And then why am I not doing that? I'm not able to do that. And I said, listen, you are different. Not every mom is same. Not every mom's journey is same. Breastfeeding doesn't have to be same either. You should not compare yourself with a mom on social media who's like emptying pumps after pumps. Don't do that. Then I had a different ideology about this, and I thought, okay, all I need is like a week's supply, so that just in case if I have to take any antibiotics, or if for any reason I'm unable to feed, then I have a backup. Because I've been exclusively breastfeeding, and I don't want to risk, if I'm not available for any reason, there should be something. But then I just want to, as we talk about this, I want to tell all the listeners that, please don't compare yourself with moms who are whether oversupplier or not, but you don't have to, pump and fill your deep freezer like anything. If you are feeding, that's enough. I mean, just don't compare your supply with another mom's supply.
Yeah, no, that's...
Whatever we have, whatever our baby needs, that's what we're gonna have. And just, don't try to benchmark other moms.
Exactly. And I think that that's so true with, like, comparing what you see on social media. And I felt the exact same way, because I remember the first, like, couple times I pumped, I felt like, I got a decent amount, like nothing crazy. But then, like, after that, when I was pumping, I would get like so little, like sometimes not even an ounce. And I was feeling so discouraged. And I remember one time, like, I pumped like, I don't know, 1 ounce maybe, and I actually knocked it over. Like, it was on the counter. I had put it down like for a second. I knocked it over, and this saying, like, don't cry over spilt milk, right? I literally like cried, and I was just
but how
like,
can you not?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, so much effort for like 1 ounce.
Definitely.
And it fell on the floor, so like I can't use it. Like, so cleaning that up, I was so upset. And I was just like that wasn't the last time I pumped, but that was like one of the last times, because I felt so discouraged by that. And I'm just like, and I think as moms, like, we're so hard on ourselves, right? Like, no matter what you do, it's almost like it's, you can never do the right thing, right? Like, I feel like, I really thought I was going to breastfeed, and I wasn't able to, because, he got used to the formula and like having trouble with the latching. And like, I just felt like there were like too many things, and I just like, I kept telling myself I should have tried harder, like with the breastfeeding, right? And I'm like, and thinking back, like in hindsight, I'm like, oh, why didn't I get like a lactation consultant to come and like help me, right? But like, when it's all new and like, you're very emotional, and you think like, oh no, like, I'm just gonna try, I can try to do it myself, kind of thing. But then I did keep trying, and with both the pumping and the breastfeeding, and I would say, I don't know, for like 2-3 months, maybe 2 months. And it just like, I just kind of kept going more towards the formula, because that's what he was used to. But I had a very hard time accepting it. Like, I felt like there was a lot of shame around it with the formula. And like, most of the people around me, like, didn't make me feel any kind of, I didn't feel judged by them with the formula. But there were a couple of instances where I did feel judgment. Like, and I'm like, sometimes it's like, you don't know if it's like in your head or like, am I imagining it? But I remember like one person saw I was, mixing the formula, like shaking the bottle, and they did like a look, kind of like and I just felt like they were like judging, because I know that person breastfed their child. And I was thinking like, you shouldn't judge, because you don't know if maybe you had a very easy experience with breastfeeding, and you don't know, like, my experience or why I, decided to go with the formula. And, they say fed is best, right?
Fed is best. Absolutely. I was just going to say that. Yeah. And this is what my midwife told me when I was overthinking that, is it okay to pump and feed? Am I doing something wrong? And she was like, it's end of the day, it's breast milk. Yeah. So fed is best. So, like you're saying, there's so much of judgment around this. And I feel so sad that, nobody should judge anybody.
Yeah.
Whatever works for the mom and the kid is the best thing, and that's what they're doing.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm pretty sure no mom would do something that is not good for their baby. And there's a lot of shame and guilt around formula, but it shouldn't be, and I hope that it changes over time. I really hope so, because that also kind of adds up to, a mom having anxiety and stress because of the judgment around all these things. So 100% fed is the best. As long as your baby is fed and he's digesting and, adjusting well to the formula, gaining weight, that's what you want. The first thing that in your checkups they're going to check is the baby's gaining weight, baby's healthy. That's it.
Exactly. And so there's so many different reasons why a mom could decide to breastfeed or use formula, or if they're not able to breastfeed for whatever reason. And that's, that's the decision for the mom, right? And I think that a lot of the shame and judgment we get from, society and the pressure we put on ourselves as moms. And so I think that was a really big challenge for me, dealing with that. But it's more the pressure I put on myself, right? And also, and when I mentioned judgment, I remember a complete stranger. I was at a store once and I was sitting with my son, and he was maybe I don't know, 2 months, and she saw, no, I didn't even have a bottle out. She didn't see the bottle, but she asked me, oh, how old is he? And then she goes, are you breastfeeding? And I said, oh, no, I'm trying to, but it's he's mostly on formula. And she was telling me this complete stranger saying oh, you should massage your breast in the shower with hot water, and you should do this and that, giving me advice. And I was just thinking you don't know the reason why I'm not, right? What if it's something a health related reason, right? It's not something that people should kind of force their ideas on other people. So that was definitely a challenge for me.
I mean, a stranger coming up to you and asking what method you're using, that would be I can't even imagine how you felt in that situation, because listen, you don't even know me. You don't know what kind of birth I had, or what kind of, challenges I might be having. Maybe it's, or even it can be somebody's choice too. I would say it doesn't have to be necessarily a mom having challenges in breastfeeding. There could be a mom who's who has to, return to her work, or or they have a big business to take for any reason. If a mom chooses not to breastfeed and formula feed, it's none of anybody's business, to be honest. Just let the mom do whatever she's doing. And honestly, after the childbirth, there's so many things that's going on. It's a complete 360-degree switch for the new parents, especially for the mom. So, already so much going on, and the last thing that you want to do is add some shame or guilt to a mom, giving them additional stress that you don't really have to by the mean stuff that people say. So
and the thing with mom guilt, right? It's we're already have so many things going on in our head, and thinking oh, I could have done this better, I could have done that better, so many different things. So it's we don't need that additional pressure from other people, society,
Definitely.
whatever. But it's just, unfortunately, that's part of it, comes with a package, right? And you just have to have, I guess, a thick skin. But I'm a very sensitive person, so I even I've joined some Facebook mom groups, right? And these are essentially strangers, right? And sometimes I'm not even on whatever the post is about, but I'll see what people are commenting, and then I'll get affected by somebody's comment, even though it's not directed to me, but it's maybe
you
something...
kind of try to relate yourself.
Yes, exactly.
And Dennis, I would say it's not even about being sensitive. People are sensitive, right? I'm sensitive too, but it's that phase is so vulnerable that even if a person is not sensitive, they become sensitive to everything said to them, right?
Exactly.
The way we react to stuff and the way we, look at things happening around us, it's totally different. We wouldn't, mind those minor things if we were not in this kind of situation. It's all the, hormones acting up and different sort of things happening that you become sensitive to literally everything.